Remember the N64 or maybe the Wii? Ever wonder why some Nintendo consoles had legendary game libraries while others struggled to stay relevant? Well, the answer lies in who Nintendo decided to play with and who they didn't. Today, we're diving into how Nintendo's evolving relationship with third-party developers shaped its consoles, its fans, and the entire gaming industry. In the beginning, Nintendo didn't go at it alone. The NES and SNES thrived because of strong relationships with third-party developers, Capcom, Konami, Square, which is now known as Square Enix, and countless others. Nintendo's tight licensing policies might have been strict, but they created a win-win ecosystem. Developers got access to massive install base and global marketing power. Nintendo filled content gaps and reached audiences beyond just Mario and Zelda. This era defined the concept of exclusivity. You couldn't play Mega Man 2 or Final Fantasy anywhere else. The results, millions of players stayed locked into Nintendo's world. Then came the N64, a technical powerhouse that stumbled because of one stubborn choice: cartridges. While Sony's PlayStation embraced CDs, cheaper to produce, easier to develop for, and with room for full motion video and amazing soundtracks, Nintendo stuck to proprietary cartridges. That decision alienated developers like Square, famously jumped ship to Sony, taking Final Fantasy VII with them, a symbolic loss that sent shockwaves through the industry. Suddenly, the N64's library was defined not by breadth, but by Nintendo's own first-party brilliance. Ocarina of Time, GoldenEye 007, and Mario 64 were pure masterpieces, but fewer multi-platform hits. Nintendo's self-imposed isolation had begun. The GameCube tried to fix that. Smaller disc, better hardware, easier development tools, and for a while it worked. Capcom gave us Resident Evil 4, Sega ported Sonic Adventure, and even Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes made its way over. But once again, Nintendo's closed-door ecosystem and unique hardware choices made it tough for third parties to thrive. While Sony and Microsoft courted developers with friendlier tools and profit sharing, Nintendo remained protective and selective. It wasn't hostility, it was culture. But that culture cost them key partnerships. When the Wii launched in 2006, Nintendo flipped the industry upside down. And let me tell you, I was around during the Nintendo Wii. I worked at Target in the electronic department, and let me tell you, it was mayhem. Anytime we would get even 3 units in, they would be gone within a matter of an hour. We actually had to stop people from buying more than one Wii at a time. I mean, I would get in arguments with customers left and right about it. Oh, well, I'm here to buy 2. And I'm like, listen, I can't do anything about it. It is what it is. We couldn't keep them on the shelves. It was crazy. I mean, with the motion controls, the simplicity, the accessibility brought millions of new players, from typical gamers to people who would never play video games in their life. Suddenly, every developer wanted in, and the Wii became a gold rush for motion-controlled experiments. But that surge was a double-edged sword. For every Wii Sports or Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition, there were dozens of cheap, rushed party games flooding the market. And let me tell you, there were. Third-party quality control collapsed, and by the end of the generation, developers were once again drifting away. This time because the system couldn't handle HD development. Then came the thing that I still think to this day that was supposed to be the Switch, but it was ahead of its time. And there were a lot of people when Nintendo had announced this next system, and I think we all know what system that is. Nintendo made everyone happy with the Wii U. The Wii U tablet was revolutionary. When they announced the idea to the marketplace, everyone thought it was the coolest idea. Being able to go to the bathroom while still playing a Zelda game, or laying in bed without having to sit on your couch in the living room. It was amazing. It was an amazing concept at the time until it got in the hands of the consumers. This console was a great idea, but confusing execution. Its tablet controller and weak marketing made it hard for both players and developers to understand what it was supposed to be. At the time, the Wi-Fi wasn't as strong as it is today. The tablet would disconnect from the console. It just was not a good system at all. There was just a lot of technical problems to it. And I think we all understand what type of problems there were. Everyone had their own experiences. And so did the third-party studios, which almost bailed out immediately. Ubisoft, EA, Activision, they stopped releasing major titles. The console's sale at the end of it only was 13 million units, and that is what sealed its fate. And for the first time, Nintendo wasn't just missing third-party support. It felt like the fan base abandoned it. And so the redemption arc began in 2017 with the Nintendo Switch, which their mission from the beginning was to rebuild trust. Hybrid design, easier development tools, and flexible engines like Unreal and Unity, which made it far more developer friendly. Nintendo actively courted studios from major publishers to indie devs, and it worked. They first told us, the mature gamers, that, hey, we are going to not get cheap knockoffs anymore of these rated M games you saw on Microsoft and Sony. No, instead, we're going to bring the entire game over to the Switch. At first, we didn't believe them because Nintendo was always known to be that console from the very beginning to have cheap knockoffs of way better games on the Xbox or the PlayStation. So we didn't believe them at first. But then came Doom. The first one, 2016 Doom, came on the system, and it was an absolute amazing experience. Then The Witcher 3 came out. Now we have Fortnite. Now we have Hades, Hollow Knight, and even Octopath Traveler. It's literally the most third-party rich Nintendo console in decades, and honestly, I would probably say ever. Those lessons that Nintendo learned was the proof they needed. Nintendo's relationships with developers has always been a balancing act. Creative control versus collaboration. They've learned the hard way that innovation alone isn't enough. It takes partnerships, it takes accessibility, and a welcoming ecosystem to keep players and developers engaged. And with the Switch 2 and cloud gaming reshaping the market, Nintendo's biggest challenge isn't hardware, it's keeping those bridges open. Because when Nintendo plays nice, everyone wins. So I'm going to throw it back to you guys. Which era of Nintendo do you think had the best mix of games? The exclusive-driven SNES days or the open, modern Switch era? Personally, I think I like the Switch era the best, but I'm going to leave it up to you. Drop your thoughts in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Nintendo news.